Amazing. Cool. Okay, so we're talking about community agreements today. And then I thought that I can pull up pull up what we talked about last time to start with. If that feels good. And then I know I have to zoom in on this. So how do I do oh yeah. So here's a lot of what we talked about last time. And then how we're thinking about it is like, hey, these are just kind of ongoing conversations, things that we're thinking about. We're not like looking for, oh, this is like a hard and fast rule thing. They're just things that we bring into our awareness as a group. We come together. Maybe I'm gonna stop screen sharing and then just give y'all the link in the chat instead. I think that works a little bit better. Yes, there is closed captioning. You just have to press the captioning button. Yeah, I have it pressed so I can see it. And then a couple of things I wanted your feedback on was, I mean, just kind of the topics we're discussing as a group too. Yeah, so I'll put that in the chat. Also, oops, put it twice. Okay, so here's some things that, yeah, I just wanted to get your feedback on. And maybe could we start with the first question? Like, if you feel like the topics we're exploring are interesting to you, and then if you want more agency in deciding what we, do and explore together. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do your thing. I like the stuff we talk about. It go everywhere and anywhere. It's cool. I don't know. I feel like we wish we just read the stuff more because, sometimes I don't read it, but I do feel like, it adds to the overall scope of the class. I do like that it goes every and anywhere, but like, I'm trying to learn this astrology. This shit hard. Maybe I should read it. But I do think like, I think we should take it seriously because I think astrology is fun. It's fun, it's playful, but I think it's also serious. So I do think we should like I'm buying astrology books all the time. So trying to learn more. So I think we should engage with the material more, but that's it. Keep up the good work. I don't know.
Do y'all feel like it's too serious? Because like this is something I think about. I'm like, yeah, I have a heavy Saturn placement. Like we've spent like years on essential dignities. Like it's slow and then like yeah, I'm aware it's slow and it can get really serious too. So do you want there to be more like lightness?
I have a question kind of for everyone, not to derail. Are we okay with smoking on camera? Just as a general guideline? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I continue. Sorry, I did have a thought about what you said actually. I like the seriousness of it. I don't feel like we have to be serious, in those moments because of the nature of like Zoom and the structure of it. We can kind of, tune out if we aren't really in a serious mood. But I also like having the option of it. Yeah, I think we have a little bit of real talk going on sometimes, for lack of a better phrasing. And that's something I think you have to intentionally make space for, and especially in a community. I don't know, I'm not involved in a lot of communities. The ones I am involved in, you have to make the space for that kind of thing. So it's nice that it's an option. And I also don't think it's too much.
Hey, MJ, did you want to talk? You have your hand up.
Oh yeah, having less spoons, it's like harder to manage like the basicest tasks. So thanks, Ace. Yeah, for the so thank you for bearing with me as I'm slower. For the topics, I feel so vulnerable because I'm like, oh, I'm slow. But for the topics, the writing is dense sometimes. So it's somewhat inaccessible. But I'm okay with that because I think what brings me to the space is people's interpretation. Because even if I don't, it's like, oh, I don't really want to read this material because of I guess, the author's writing style or argumentative choices. I enjoy hearing what people bring to the material. That's Luna in the background. She just jumped on the stove. I also really enjoy your levity, Ace, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but there was a couple moments where it's recorded now. I love fan fiction and I love unhinged fandom discourse on the internet. Um, within reason and within good faith. Like it's conditional. It's not unconditional, that one. But there's moments where I noticed you brought up certain turns of phrase or tropes, and then there was an awkwardness that arose in the discussion. And I found it, as someone who loves unhinged fandom, to be delightful. But I kept my video off because I am an unhinged fan, and that's like, oh, it's kind of a lot to bring to a space sometimes. So I feel like in that it's not always serious, and those are just two examples in which I find that it's not serious. And yeah, I'm still reading through the guidelines. Yeah, thanks.
Wow, thanks for bringing that in. Yeah, and thanks for saying that. I feel like it's really interesting when we talk amongst each other, and then and because I've been trying to keep like whatever is kind of interesting or not to read, like a little bit like shorter, and maybe even I'll just like in the future pull out different sections already. That could be, yeah, that could be kind of fun. So then it's mostly about our discussion. Okay, question is, in terms of the topics that we're discussing, do you want a way to like kind of like suggest topics like I'm thinking like a paste bin or something like that, or we can just drop things that we want to go on a deeper exploration together. Ooh, group chart reading every meeting. I would like to hear the different perspectives or instincts that people in the group have when they see a chart. Could be a popcorn style icebreaker for an intro portion. Might help people move through check-in faster by having something to start with, or as a way to close the session. I like that, like a chart of like the month.
Yeah, I just thought like we could either look at what's happening in mundane, or we could compare a birth chart, a natal chart of someone that maybe is appropriate to talk about with what's happening in the season. I don't really care what the angle of looking at the chart is. It's more just that like I'm practicing reading a lot more, and I love hearing what people's instincts are when they see a chart when like for the first time. And I just feel like it might help people maybe dive into the icebreaker of the check-in faster, or we can use it as something to like wrap up the conversation with. I don't know what people would prefer. Some people might like the looseness of check-in, but I just feel like sometimes that quiet break time in between is because people aren't sure where to start from, and it could be nice to have like a centered icebreaker thing.
I like that. Yeah. like a chart from like even current events or something like that. It's like, oh, like, you know, if you don't want to share something about yourself right now, you can react to this chart. And it can be kind of fun. Ooh, oh my God. Wait, I'm gonna write that down. in the-
Yeah, I really love this idea because I think I would like to, to be part of that we practice, and put a bit of like practice in this like more theoretical vibe. Yeah.
Nina, your sound is a little
Ah,
muffled.
sorry. Is this better like this?
Yeah, way better.
Okay. Now I was just saying that I love the idea and anything that we can do that allows us to practice. I love it personally. I think I miss a little bit of that.
Amazing. Cool. I write it down so I don't forget. Check-in process option. Practice reading a chart relevant to current events. In some. Also gonna write down. Seriousness is okay. Discussion amongst ourselves is more interesting. Cool. Yeah. I was also gonna ask y'all about how you feel about the ritual of the check-in process, but I feel like that gives me a lot too. Cause I like the check-ins. I feel like it really brings us in as a group when, I mean, cause I know it's slow, but it's like we hear from each person individually. I mean, if they want to. So it really feels like, okay, there's actual people here.
I think it's definitely helpful to understand where people are coming from that day so that it can allow the person to be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to be as jokey with that person because I know they're feeling tender today. Or, like it allows you to like feel the vibe of the room and give support to those that may need it more. So I think that's good because if you're coming in right like boisterous and like ready to go and then there's somebody it's like, no, I really don't need that energy right now. It helps you to adjust and make the space a more supportive and space with thoughtfulness. I think that's what it is. You can now be thoughtful in the space you're coming to, knowing how other people are feeling that day.
Yeah, I think to build off of that, I think there can be a sense, at least in my experience, of maybe a camaraderie, especially if it's being asked to your group. And I think oftentimes, like during check-in, we'll, paying like, oh yeah, like this transit is affecting me this way and that way. So it's nice for me personally to hear how people have been experiencing things recently and feel like, oh, okay, like my exhaustion isn't just me or stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, because I've been, kind of like there's been times when I came in like super low energy, where during check-in, like I feel like I get more energy sometimes too. Or the opposite. I'm like, oh, I'm like really excited. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm like kind of more calmed down too. We kind of like, I guess we kind of regulate our nervous systems to each other. So maybe, maybe the reading, like practice reading of a chart, it could be like a, like an add-on to check-in. Because I feel like there's something about like, oh, I'm looking at this chart and then we're not looking at each other so much that could take the pressure off. And then maybe make people like more excited to like jump in when there's a, when we're waiting too. Okay, we can try different things. Yeah. Okay, so another question I had was, how much leadership do you want from me in terms of facilitation during the meetups? When a few people talk a lot more than other people, and then that happens a lot in most groups. Do you want me to, like, try to make the space more equal, or let it happen that? And then what I'm thinking about is, like, I mean, I can totally bring up, hey, quieter people, do you want to take more space? And then I'm thinking that could put people on the spot. And then also, I mean, yeah, just sometimes people have more to say. Or is it ever like, you know what, when I'm being quiet, I really just don't want you to like kind of push me into attention. Yeah, you can let me know.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't know. Like I just feel like you got something to say, you better say it. You know what I'm saying? Because people kill you and say you like it. So, you know, and it happens. It happened earlier. We do the check in and no one talked, and it's that awkward silence. So, like, if you was gonna say something, you know, I hope you speak up. I don't think anybody else is gonna speak up for you. So, I know, but that is true though. I mean, like, what I'm saying, people. I don't know how to go about encouraging people being silent to talk, or like, I dominate when I talk, so I don't know how to like, how you balance it. I think it's just natural how it plays out. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like, you gotta speak up. you know.
Oh, MJ, I see your hand up again. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, it's just so I don't, it's with my spoons, it's just easier to listen and then have the thing with the chat. Yeah, I think it's nice to be honest in this group. Sometimes there are some people who talk so much and I'm like, oh my God. And then I just, take space. But they don't come all the time. It changes still the dynamic. So if it was like that all the time, then I would be like, yeah, that would be great. But I think because it changes, it's like, oh, okay. I think where the facilitation would be nice, is if you have topics. I would like to hear what you have to say. Like you had the PowerPoint sometimes to talk about. It was like interpretation of film, different story, different narrative. I liked that. So I wouldn't, I would want to hear what you have to say. Yeah, thanks.
I'm gonna write that down too. PowerPoints are welcome. Oh yeah, and then Ray put in the chat, like, making sure everyone has a space to jump in, and then using the raised hand emoji more too. Mhm.
Yeah, I think for me, like maybe like in regards to instead of like making feel people pressure to speak if they don't feel comfortable in the moment, I think maybe it's like being really intentional about uh what's the word I'm after? Like being intentional about um opening up the floor and inviting people like with the phrase of like, oh, like does anyone else who haven't had a chance to share like have additional thoughts, something like that, just intentionally inserting that in moments. um and I think um more presence and facilitation style, I think would be beneficial for maybe more sensitive topics, like or topics that can be activating. So yeah, I think those are two things that pop in my mind.
Keep writing things down. More facilitation. more sensitive topic. Thinking about how if, oh, did I?
Can I speak?
Go ahead, yes.
No, I was thinking maybe like, yeah, first of all, we all kind of can like, yeah, react if someone like gets a bit lost in speaking too much, because I think even me, I could like speak too much, and I would like that somebody like, so we could have like a little smiley, like a unicorn or whatever, something nice, say like, oh. And but also sometimes where it could be like just you, Ace, would be like when yeah, sometimes if it breaks kind of the rhythm of the what we want to talk about, if there is like some slowing down of the general thing, there is would be maybe more you that could like kind of see what I mean?
I know what you mean, yeah, I'm gonna write that down too, like, if I feel like, okay, you know, maybe one person is talking most of the time, I can break the rhythm of the space.
Yeah, just because like you want to bring another text, or like we should like go forward in the thing, because
like that.
sometimes maybe it could happen that we are stuck in just one like observation or whatever.
Let me write that down too, yeah. We are stuck. Yeah, that's amazing. Thanks for that, Nina. Yeah. I'm thinking about also like if there's a topic that is probably going to be really activating, that maybe I could put more thought into like designing the discussion. So it's not like, oh, we're just gonna jump in and discuss this. We can yeah, and like do more activities with the framing. Yeah, the unicorn emoji for talking too much signal. I'm gonna write that down too. I'm also thinking about that with the raised hand emoji.
I'm confused. So like, what's the person who's talking too much supposed to do? Like, like you do the unicorn and then is it silence again? Is someone else who starts to like? I'm confused. Like, it sounds nice in principle, but if like no one's talking and these are supposed to be like discussion based, I don't know. But you know, what is the person we supposed to just sit in silence? You know, I
Yeah,
don't.
I get it, because I am a very talkative person too, but I think what it is about allowing those who maybe are more energetic or more outgoing and like, you know, like being really passionate, right? It's not about, I think, lessening our passion and more about saying what we need to say, but also recognizing that there's others that may want to talk, but just don't have that assertiveness to just go, you know, like, boop, 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 boop. So I think, unfortunately, coming from one talkative person to another, it's not about being silenced, even though it might feel that way. It's about recognizing like, oh, I'm very passionate, but I think I gotta just, I'll cut myself off for now. Maybe we can revisit it. Because it seems like other people may want to talk. Because if we just talk and we just take up, like, it's super fun. Like, I love to hear myself talk. Like, I love to fill up space. But then I go, oh, I'm not the only person here. That sucks, kind of, but it doesn't. We just kind of have to be conscientious. So it's not about silencing ourselves. It's more about recognizing, oh, okay, there's other people with me. So although I want to keep going and there's nothing wrong with me like taking up this space, it's being perhaps maybe like more mature, like more like self-regulating and saying, I think maybe it's time for somebody else to go who's like maybe a little, maybe like it has having a hard time trying to jump in. So I think that's my take on it, because I get you. I understand.
I hear what you're saying. I got you. I got you.
I really
Also, some people maybe they need like a bit of time for between like one like I don't know, 5 seconds of silence, then they go, you know. But if it was like 4 seconds of silence, now like over, you know, they couldn't have it.
I like that too. Like sometimes the silence is important. I'm gonna propose this is like, maybe we can use the hand raise emoji when you know, you're like, hey, I do want to talk during this discussion before we move on to something else. And then maybe, I mean, because yeah, people who are more talkative, it's like, yeah, that's totally encouraged too. But maybe if we all see the raise hand emoji, we can just be aware that, hey, there is someone else who wants to talk about the same topic in the space. And maybe we can use the unicorn emoji, which I'm looking at my reactions. I don't have the unicorn emoji, so I don't know if everyone has it. If you don't have the unicorn emoji, maybe you can use the party emoji to signal to me that you would like to move to another topic. Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, at least for the iOS system. I don't know if it's true for PC, but I know I just tried it out right now. And if you click on, so in the chat box, where it says that has a smiley face, you can just search it in the bar and unicorn and it pops up.
Ooh, let me try. Let me try. Oh, you showed me something new. Where's the unicorn? See the puffer fish? It's not under regular animals in nature, huh? Wait, hold on. Maybe magical.
So you need to have it in your system. You can search in the bar, but you have to have it uploaded to your operating system. So if you're on an older operating system, you might not have some of the most recent emojis.
Yeah, I think that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Maybe choosing one of the OG emojis
Yeah.
to help.
I think the older ones, let's see. Oh, there's snail. I have snail.
I think that's cute.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little appropriate, no? It's like, oh, I feel like we're spending too long on this topic. Let's.
Wait, but I just want a positive connotation on these things because I'm worried about passive aggression. So what if snail is like, I have something to say, but I'm moving a little slow and I might need time. So please don't move on the conversation without me.
I like.
And then that way it's like, we won't feel like we're leaving anyone behind, but we're also not like trying to be passive aggressive or move someone on.
That's true. I like that, but I like to use the raise hand emoji for that because the reason why is
Yes.
because it sticks. Yeah, and this reactions, they go away after, so then we stop seeing them. Yeah. So we're looking for one that's like, hurry up, like let's change the topic.
I mean, rocket ship, that's one that like could be like, I'm ready to keep going. Yeah.
Amazing. Any objections to rocket ship? And that, yeah, if you have the unicorn, go ahead and use the unicorn too. Okay, so I'm gonna write that down so we don't forget. Use raise hand emoji if you have something that you want to contribute to the current topic of discussion. Use unicorn or rocket ship emoji if you'd like the discussion to move on to a new topic. And then I'm also going to put both who are talking, like, you know, when you see someone use the raise hand emoji, just be aware that there is someone who wants to talk but hasn't found the opportunity to jump into the discussion socially. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Nice. Cool. Some of the reactions are animated as well. Yeah. Yeah, the snails and the unicorn. Well, unicorns have a size advantage. And then I see Nadia's hand.
Yeah, I tried. Okay, so I hope I don't say things on topic. So as a person who doesn't really, I mean, I'm learning to stay in groups. I had to do it all my life. I'm pretty much aware of the dynamics that happen in groups, language barriers, right to the having the right to say something in real life, therefore in groups. And I'm also a slow thinker person, so like I just reflect a lot. Like I don't really usually jump into discussions. Like I can be stuck still at the first question right now. So it helps very much to have questions in advance. I appreciate that, just being asked. And then I'm also, obviously, I check in with myself. I self-regulate myself as I go with the group's discussion and within a context. I just learn a lot from the group. Yeah, like sometimes you know, like I don't want to put it on me. I'm just saying this as a person who doesn't show up a lot. So my experience there. I really just try to observe. And then, yeah, I do get like my heart flirting when I have to jump in. So I have to, that's something that I have to deal with. And it, yeah, makes me feel uncomfortable, but I also feel like very much, I feel like seen in the group. And yeah, I think that just asking questions is important because sometimes I don't even have those questions for myself. Thank you. No, I have to, okay, so I just learned that I have to also, I have the option to low down my hand like this. So I kept it high all the time. I just learned that.
I really appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm a slow thinker, and then it's nerve-wracking talking with all these screen heads sometimes, or even when we're IRL. Yeah, but so much of Zoom is like, because when you're in a room physically with people, like you can have side conversations, but on Zoom you don't. Like what we talk about, like it feels like more of a spectacle, so it's a little bit more anxious. Yeah. I really appreciate that, Nadia. And then maybe what I'll do is like, when what we're discussing, like, yeah, make like, the like kind of intro, this is what we're going to be doing, like a lot more clear. And yeah, in the emails going out and also in the Notion too. Yeah. What about asking questions with each other? Like, do we feel like we have enough space to do that?
I really like asking questions to the group, like at the end of maybe a point that I'm trying to make to keep the momentum going. But I do find it kind of hard to direct questions at individuals because there is so much turnover and differences in each month's days of the week attendance that I haven't really been able to like develop relationships one-on-one except with people who I've like done readings with. So, I've made myself available for swapping readings if folks are interested, but I also think it's kind of a lot of pressure to expect people to be pulled in. Like I think they should also feel safe enough to trust that they can answer questions posed to the group. And if they're not feeling safe enough to do that, then that's maybe a sign that something needs to be addressed. I don't know.
Yeah, and it is hard to ask questions to individuals because then it can be like, because if we were IRL, then we might have a moment where it's like, oh, like we're not talking as a group, and then you can get into individual conversations more. And that's kind of how a lot of relationships start here, because we're all watching the same thing. It can be harder. But maybe that's what the Discord can be used a little bit more too. Like if you're like, oh, I mean, I would love this channel created, and you can just tell me here, and we can even create temporary channels so then they don't stay up too. Yeah. So anything else that folks want to talk about with what we've been talking about? Facilitation with the monthly meetups.
No, what was the question?
Just if there's anything else that anyone wants to talk about with the facilitation in the monthly meetups.
I just want to say you're doing a great job, Ace. I just, the facilitation of like this, of opening up the space to talk about how are we doing, how do we want to change it. It had never occurred to me that a group of people can come in community in that way by communicating what makes us comfortable. And that sounds intuitive, but or at least it should be intuitive, but it's not for most spaces, even the safest of spaces. So just wanted to shout out my appreciation for just like this session's facilitation of the monthly meetings. So
Thanks for that, Eleni. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about doing this regularly until someone brought it up. Again, you know. Yeah, so kudos to, I can't remember who brought it up. Yeah, I'm sorry. It could be someone here in this space, but I might be misremembering. Yeah. Amazing. And thanks y'all for, showing up for this. It's like, it kind of just feels good to talk about like social dynamics in a analytical way sometimes. Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about was, let's see, what was it? Okay, so last time we talked, a lot of this, making community agreements was focused on advice giving. And then it was like a conflict that came up in the group about how advice giving could feel different ways to different people. And then, that conflict did come up again, and then with different people, and then not in the same way. And then, I'm not going to share, who was involved or anything like that, because it wasn't expressed in the publicly visible channels, but DM'd to me. And then I guess I wanted to bring us back to that and give it more attention, but also, open it up maybe a little bit later, or maybe now to how you prefer conflicts to be expressed when they happen, either here in the meetup space or the Discord too. I think more conflicts are likely to come up in the Discord because it's all text. So then it's it's harder to see like the person or like hear the tone of voice.
For real. Now I don't know. I just think what do I think? What I was gonna say? Yeah, man, I don't know. I just think like you should be able to, I don't know. I think all the astrology stuff I look at and I see it's all like prescriptive. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all recommendations to help you reach your highest potential. And I think this group was centered around astrology. And amongst other things, I think prescription is like cool. It's not saying you gotta do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like with smoking. I could be smoking crack. I'm not saying you should go smoke crack. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to understand your own personal autonomy in these situations. Like, and if you don't have that, I hope you find it and develop it. Some people, obviously, people don't need it, but I think you should develop it. I value it. But yeah, man, if you ask me a question about something that I like or love or admire, I'd be able to tell you about it. And we'd be able to have a conversation about it. And that's just that's just me though. So if I think that's just like the scope of it, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it a conversation? Is it answering questions? Is it like, what frame is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like what is it? Like, even like the meetup changed. Like, I didn't even know it was on Sunday. Like, it changed Sunday. I didn't vote in the poll, but like the numbers didn't change. It was like 9 people on Saturday. So it's like, it's 9 people today on Sunday. And I feel like, I don't know if the numbers changed the week before. I don't know if the numbers going to change Monday. But like the numbers didn't change. It's like, what the fuck we changed I understand, it's just like, I'm just looking at the numbers. Like, what changed? Like, it's the same amount. I come on Wednesdays sometimes. It's the same amount, which is fine. It's like, who are we changing these rules for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Like who? Like yeah, for real. Like who are we changing the rules for? We change the rule for active participants, or we change the rule for non-active participants? I like rules are fine. Whatever. I break rules all the time. Like I think whatever. You know, I don't got a problem with rules if they make sense, but it's like some rules is just like, huh? I think we should be able to, I would hope, these are hopes and dreams and wishes in a not ideal world. I hope that like, people can do the same, like, defend their positions, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to attack you. I don't think astrology attacks you in any ways unless you got a square opposition. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even with that, you got to work through it. So it's all about work. You got to work. So.
MJ, I see you have your hand up.
Oh yeah. I think it works, yeah, because what you said before is like, yeah, I don't want to interrupt the flow, but before we move on, I would like to express the thought. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I like what Ken said about, reaching higher self, not in those words, but that idea. And then for conflict, I feel like I've tried so many situations, like being in a co-op when I was 23 and I was the youngest of 13, the oldest, mid-50s. We talk so much, bi-weekly or bi-monthly meeting, consensus-based decision, but there was disconnect between what people say and how they feel in their heart. And so I think for conflicts, like, front brain is like, oh, sorry, my grammar is not naturally very good and it takes a lot of energy to have good grammar. So I'm pretty low energy, so my grammar is going to be bad. But so what was it? Oh yeah, for the conflict resolution, like nonviolent communication is like, oh, okay, that's a nice idea. But if people are just weaponizing intellect, and it's like, oh, no, this is useless. You're just like repeating whatever BS that you came from, but in a nice sounding way, which is like so BS. So I think what's nice is like, oh, if you have conflict, to act in good faith to best of ability. Because if you are too much in your head or too much in your body, and that's where you are, that's where you are. But maybe the aspiration, like the word for reaching higher self is like, oh yeah, you're trying. So yeah, so that's my opinion. Sorry for my bad grammar, but I had the thought and I hope the thought came through. Okay, thank you, Ace.
I would agree. I think that makes a lot of sense. Kind of like when people will they'll act like using I statements before saying something makes like whatever they say after that okay, or that it will fix any underlying conflict or tension when it just introduces something, a different way to, I don't know. It doesn't actually, it can be used effectively sometimes, not always. I think kind of two things I took away from the conflict I was involved in was kind of like, one, I think handling things publicly can put a lot of pressure on people. One, it can be like embarrassing, and two, it can create kind of a dynamic where it feels like there's more than just the people actually involved. And if that's okay when it's kind of supportive, but in like the middle of a conflict, can be more combative, or feel like there's more people in the Coliseum than there needs to be. So that being said, I think one of my takeaways was kind of like handling things privately would be a lot better. In general, whether that's with Ace there to mediate or one-on-one with the people, I think that is a good option to have. And a second thing would be to really do serious like check-in. So like generally I'm pretty self-aware, I would think, with my mental state and where I'm at, my resources, but I didn't even notice the day before we had the conflict that I had a pretty intense like trauma therapy session. So my ability to communicate effectively and even just like reason to make sense of things was not where it normally is. And even my level of self-control, I would feel like as well, which is part of like how it escalated was I kind of did what I had the capacity for, which was yeah, it would have been beneficial to take a step back. And I think having a check-in process with everyone involved, whether that's, hey, let's take a step back and like check in, like, do you guys have what you need right now? Like, I don't know, for me, it's always like, have I eaten today? Did I sleep enough last night? Things like that I tend to overlook. Yeah, I think doing things kind of a little bit more privately, and like the second conflict, I don't know anything about, which means it was probably handled pretty well because I wasn't involved in any way. So yeah, that's kind of just some takeaways I had.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a lot of things at once now. Just taking my time. Yeah, and it's okay to express conflicts, like, in the more public channels in the Discord too. Yeah, and then like, yeah, there's conflicts happening all the time. Like the conflict that kind of made me want to bring this back in. Yeah, I don't know if it was handled like, yeah, well. I think it's more under the surface. Yeah.
You know, I was watching what I was watching, Ace. I was watching a cartoon. I like my cartoons. So I was watching Justice League. I told my, it was fire. The shit fire. Because like 2 episodes came out in 03. I don't know how I was watching it in 03. That shit is made for adults. But listen, the villains was winning. One of them motherfuckers had mind control and they were saying mean things to one another. And what the motherfuckers said? Yeah, they said mean things to one another, and then the Justice League broke up at the end of the episode. The motherfuckers like, oh shit, it's that episode. Justice League broke up. And then it's another episode. Obviously, they win, they get back together. And then Superman is like, yo, we all said some hurtful things to one another. What are we gonna do? And John Stewart is this military guy, Black Green Lantern. He said, we apologize and we move on. Because hopefully it's sincere. But like, what else are we gonna do? Are we going, like, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to sit? Are we going to stew? Are we going to acknowledge it? Acknowledge what was said? Apologize and move on? Just hope for the better. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got shit to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got shit to do for ourselves. We got shit to do for the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? So if it's like sincere, if ain't nobody feelings was hurt, if it wasn't that serious, all right, I recognize what you said. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? I see what you're saying. But it's bigger stuff to talk about. It's bigger fish to fry. You gotta quiet your ego down. I talked to Ace. I had a reading with Ace. I don't know, but like a month ago. But like I told Ace, my ego used to be walking out side by side. It was right next to me. my ego is very small now, but like like I didn't know, I don't know how, I don't know, but my ego was walking outside myself. It was something that's probably even bigger than me. I'm 5'11". So you gotta quiet your ego down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, ain't nobody trying, this ain't school. I don't know like what parochial punishment or punishment means for people, but like, you know, if some shit hurt, you should leave. You should get the fuck out of there. So like, you know, this ain't punishment. If somebody, if Ace said, hey, I think you should check this out, or this is, or if I post something that this is going on in the world, you know, it's, I don't know, you know, it's just life, and life isn't fair. But I think we should, you know, like acknowledge stuff. And if you're sincere, and if you know, if you mean what you say, you should apologize and move on. Apologize, acknowledge, and then just move on. It's bigger stuff to do. Where's this cat?
I think for me, like in the Discord or here, I don't think anyone should apologize for having a different opinion. I think no matter, even if you're in agreement with the opinion, like if there's like disrespect, I think that's where an apology is more appropriate. And then I think that would be like kind of my signal if something were happening on the Discord or here to step in too. If people are having differences of opinion, then yeah, and it's a conflict. I'm not really seeing that and going, oh, I gotta like say something. But if there's disrespect, I think that's where I would kind of come in. Oh, Nadia, please speak. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, like, knowing that we can have a space where conflict is allowed in a respectful way is per se important. Like, you know, just knowing that, like, and acknowledging when conflicts happen, probably that too. So they don't go like dismissed, or lots of people, include myself, just learning to be in spaces, and also like, yeah, how to deal with conflict.
And I think it's to echo what's been said already. Like I think it is important to maybe identify what we mean when we say conflict. Because yeah, conflict can mean different things. Like yeah, like we can have a difference of opinion in about a topic, and that's not necessarily inherently bad or necessarily something that needs to be discussed afterwards. But if it's, I'm just thinking of an example, like if someone feels activated or triggered by what someone said, in that situation, I feel like Discord and this space are in a way maybe two different beasts. And in this space in particular, because it's a limited amount of time, it's only 2 hours, and maybe it's just coming from a personal place, but I know for me personally that when I'm in those kinds of activating conflicts, I need time. And sometimes I don't know my response or what I need in those moments. I need to step back and reflect that maybe if a conflict of that nature arises in this space, maybe the I don't know if priority is the right word, but the aim is to maybe try to de-escalate with the good faith that the conflict will be addressed outside of the 2 hours, rather than the pressure or assumption that the conflict arises and has to be resolved now and there and then.
Yeah. Yeah, I always have space outside of our meeting times also to be with anyone who wants me there to address different conflicts. Yeah. And then, yeah, the way I'm thinking about conflict is like there's conflict here too. It's like there's going to be conflict between people who are, yeah, and, you know, like more talkative, less talkative. We just address the conflict, and then they're not like active, or maybe they are in different ways, but yeah, they're not always active. And yeah, and sometimes we're talking about things, they can be a little bit even just like, hey, this is my perspective, I'm seeing it differently than yours. And that's a conflict that's addressed super respectfully. And all those things are okay. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, I mean, we are doing conflicts like so well. And that I really, I mean, yeah, and I've seen things on the Discord. I know it's a really different space that are just, I mean, kind of, yeah, expressed in a way where it's like, okay, yeah, people are getting their thoughts across and no one's really like feeling like they're personally like taken down in size in it. Yeah. Just wanted to bring that in. Yeah, and I am always available to talk. And then I might just take my time responding it. But, you know, like if there's a conflict that is activating, like, you know, we're going to come back to it all the time too, as long as we need to. Anyone have anything else to say on this topic? Nope. All right. Well, let's, yeah, I mean, we talked a lot about different things today. Thanks for doing that. I mean, I got so much out of what we discussed. And I feel like I got like really clear guidance from all of you about like what you need in order to feel like you're coming in here with like clarity, and also a feeling of just being welcome. So thank you for that. Do you want to play a game? Nice, let's do it. Okay. So there's two games we can play. I'll explain both and then you can choose which one you want to play. The first game is a storytelling game where there's going to be one person, you're put on the spot, and then your job is going to be to answer yes or no to our questions. And we're going to be asking you questions about what your story is about. And it's going to be like a completely fabricated story. You don't have to think about it before we ask you the questions. The story is going to be generated through that dialogue of our questions and your responses. So we might ask something like, are the ants breathing fire also? You're just going to tell us yes or no. And that's going to generate the story. Maybe, you know, a question like, are there animals in the story? Yes or no. And then so we're coming to a consensus about what the story is through this questioning. Does that make sense? Okay, I see nods. And that's the first game. And then the second game is a little bit experimental. I adapted it from Keith Johnstone's improv exercises. He has a game where like he has a group of people do like a, oh, Carly's here. Yeah, I'll let Carly in. Oh, hey, Carly. Welcome. Thanks for showing up. We went through the community agreements and then we kind of transitioned to playing, like choosing a game to play just now.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi. It's good. But you know, it's being recorded so you can listen back and there'll be another meetup tomorrow. Okay, so the second game Okay, so the first game, it's like where one person's put on the spot and then we all ask them questions about what their story is. And then we create a story through consensus, them answering yes or no to different questions that we ask them. And then the second game is a group of 3, and then we can take turns. But a group of 3, they're gonna perform for our entertainment. And then what they're gonna do is they're going to start a conversation where each of them speak in turns. But they have to speak in response to each other. And then they have to make statements that make themselves seem more pitiable than the other people. So it can be something like, oh, like you've had a bad day, I had a bad week. You know, like you're always trying to make yourself seem more pitiable is the game. And then if any of us as the audience feel that someone has not done that, then we can, we can use maybe the clapping emoji to signal that, yeah, try again. Okay, which game do you want to play? There's 2. Eleni wants to play 2. Nadia too.
I like how Elaine's hand just shot up at number 2.
Okay, so most of them are saying 2. Ken's saying 1. I have 3 votes for 2 and 1 vote for 1. And
Can
then
you explain the first, sorry, the first, the one? The first one.
yes, the first one is one person's put on the spot. And then we're gonna pretend that you have a story that you fabricated already, completely fictional story. And then we're gonna ask you questions about that story. And then your job will be to tell us yes or no, based on just what you prefer. And, you know, using the group's questions and then that person's responses, then we're creating a story together through consensus. It's like, okay, Nina says 1 as well. So it's even right now. Who's the tiebreaker? 3 votes for either game.
I think I'm with Rick. I just want to flip a coin. It's hard for me to decide.
Flip a coin. Yeah, some people haven't voted.
Ace, if you have 3 votes for each and game number 2 could only be done with 3, what if we just do a round of each and the people who want to participate in the one they voted for? I mean, if that makes sense, I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's do a round of each. Let's start with the game where we need 3 people to be performing for our entertainment. And then, yeah, we can go a little bit over for the, for the game where we're creating story through consensus. We'll do a round of each. Well, who wants to be the 3 people?
This is for the game where we have to like shit on ourselves.
Yeah, be more pitiful. Pitiful. Nice.
This could be interesting. This could be interesting.
Okay, who else? 2 more.
Well, I'm volunteering. I picked 2.
Okay, 1 more person.
I'm sorry, can you re-explain the game? Sorry.
So if you want to be one of the people participate, like performing, because we're all participating, the audience is gonna, vote, give judgment. But if you're performing, then you have to like respond to each, like, you're gonna take turns speaking. You have to respond to the person who talked before you, but make yourself seem more pitiable than that person.
So like, for example, if somebody said, oh, I had such a bad day, my dog died, then if it was my turn, I'd be like, your dog died, my brother died, like that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 dogs died, yeah.
Your dog died. Well, I killed my dog.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to participate if I can do that without me being while I'm walking around.
Yeah, yeah. All
I
right,
love lying and being pitiful.
amazing. Okay, so again, all right, Nadia, Ray, and Eleni are performing for us. And then, yeah, let's go in alphabetical order. It doesn't really matter because you're gonna circulate a few times. Let's try three rounds. And then you have to respond to the person before you in some way, and then you have to make yourself be more pitiful. And then you're gonna pause after you say your statement so that we can, let's give a heart emoji if we feel that it's pitiable enough, and a clapping emoji if we feel like it could be more pitiable. All right, alphabetical order. So you start, Eleni.
Well, it was my birthday today, and I woke up thinking it was going to be a good day, but then I found out that my house was on fire.
Okay, let's try the exercise where like, yeah, you don't have to redo it if there's clapping emojis, just to, sorry, I just made that up, so seeing how it runs. So then Ray would go after Eleni.
I literally don't know the alphabet. I was waiting for Nadia to go.
Oh,
Oh, you're right, R comes
right.
after N, sorry, yeah, no, it's Nadia, you're right, yeah. I don't know the alphabet.
Okay, so it was my birthday, but so I don't know if I have to respond to that, but I'll just go with this. So it was my birthday, but that same night I got a bad flu, which actually happened. And I found out that Saturn was in my 6th house in my solar return chart.
That's very pitiable. But wait, so Nadia, you would be like Eleni, it's their birthday, and then yeah, their house burned down. So you'd be kind of going, oh yeah, your house burned down.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I have to be mean. Okay. Sorry if I'm taking time.
How can you one up me with your troubles? Like how is your situation more miserable than mine? Like, oh, well, your house burned down. Oh, well, like I started a fire and burnt my whole neighborhood down.
Like, yeah, like your house burned down, or yeah, like you, my
Like
mom.
one up me. Are you more miserable than me? Like, do it. Like, how many houses did you burn down?
Oh, your house burned down? Well, I moved to a whole country without even having a house.
Nadia, I'm so sorry to hear about your unhoused foreign country situation that is going to be your new home. I haven't been able to get to a foreign country because I have a really bad sense of direction and I'm very, very confused all the time. So if you could tell me which way to find my home, I'd love to go back.
My God, how do I go from there? I gotta think. Give me a moment. I mean, you're confused. I'm still trying to figure out how to one up you. Like, you're confused. I'm taking my time to try to figure out how to one up you guys. That's sad. I won't win this game. Pitiful. Oh, I'm more miserable because this is my actual reality. It's not a made up confusion. Pretend confused. I'm really confused. Your turn, Nadia.
No, I don't know where to go from here. Because when it comes to reality,
I flipped the reality card on you. We thought we were playing a fake game.
I need a card. I need, I need Jupiter here. It's for some made up stuff.
He's not here to help you. It's just you, Nadia. Go or quit.
Okay, so you're saying that you're not even confused about it? Oh God.
Is this part of the bit?
So I'm out. I've lost. I don't know what to say here.
I think you just won, actually.
I can't make up anything. Unless I become the mentalist and I send more confusion.
So do I win? But this is a winning game, right?
I think it's a losing game. Who lost the most?
I know. I was like, woo, I'm the most pitiful. I won.
This is just me. It's okay if I just throw in a responsibility.
Yes, we want to absolutely listen to it.
No, the dark horse is coming to get me. Oh no.
It's like you're confused at this moment. I'm confused why my parents even had me.
Leave it to a Gemini.
See, I couldn't go before because I don't want to be mean to Nadia.
And that's why Nadia wins this game with the I don't know what to say.
It's
That was so bad.
becoming the most pitiful.
Oh, so I win a game without even knowing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not joking, you won.
Yeah.
I can't follow that up. I can't be more pitiful than that.
Oh, that's fun. Do you
I'm
wanna
the most confused.
It's like Eleni was like, I'm so confused. I don't know how to one up you. And then it moved to Nadia and you're like, I don't know what to say. So good.
Like your genuine confusion and not knowing what to say was the perfect response.
Do we want to play again or do we want to try the other game?
Well, it would be with totally new people, right? Like a whole new
Yeah.
round. Or does the winner then get to be a part of the new?
And
not-
I do too. I see Nadia shaking her head.
No, I would like to
I-
see other people, though. I would.
I have to be honest, like I was so curious about this game, but I wasn't sure if I had the energy for it. I think I am very tempted to dig in.
Amazing. Okay. Who wants to spar against M?
So we played the same game or the
We're gonna play the same game, I think.
okay, I want to play.
Amazing. Okay. Nina and M. One more person.
I mean, Ace, as the creator, would you like to join in?
I would love to play. But okay, let's try something new this time, which is like just to mix it up. When we are performing, like let's pretend that we are not ourselves, but we're like, you know, we're trying to be the most pitiable of a made-up persona. And then yeah, so in your head you could maybe imagine like, oh, I'm like a 3-year-old boy right now, or something like that. And then yeah, try to just like kind of perform that persona to be the most pitiable imaginable.
But you have to announce like who you are performing or
You don't have to, yeah, just performing in a way where we kind of get a sense of that persona. Okay, so let's go in alphabetical order again. So I guess it would be me, and then M, and then sorry, I almost said N because sorry, and then Nina. Yeah, because M comes for it. And then okay, so I'll kick things off. Oh my God, I have such a I have such a bad pain in my leg. Yeah, it's just it's really in there. Yeah.
Oh, boo-hoo, pain in your leg. Oh, I lost my leg 5 years ago.
Oh, Nina, if you're talking, you're muted.
that's all. Mm, so you lost your leg, but I'm like I'm in Russia now, and there's war, and I'm like wounded. I'm about to die. I still have my leg. Okay, you don't have a leg, but I still have my leg. Yeah, I'm gonna die actually. I'm dying. So,
It's really too bad. Yeah, you're stuck in war. You have both your legs. You think you're gonna die, but I really don't see you running away on those legs that you still have. You know, this pain in my leg, I really, if someone were to try to kill me right now, I don't think I could even run. And the pain is so bad. Yeah. And not only that, it's spread now up to my hip, my stomach, also in pain.
Give me a second. Wait, sorry, Ace, could you say that you like you but have both your legs, you're thinking you're about to die, but my penis spread out to my hips now? Is that the thing? Uh oh, uh, what? Sorry, I realized I was on mute. Um, uh, you think it's painful that the pain is spreading up your leg. I'm I just learned that I lost my leg because I'm a patient zero of the infectious disease that I've now spread to 10 other people so far. That'll make them lose their legs.
I mean, I'm sorry that you lost your leg, but or your leg, you lost one leg. But I don't think you can compare with my pain. Like I'm on this battlefield, people are shooting at me, and I'm not even dead, so I suffer a lot. Maybe I will not die, or but now I'm receiving all these bullets in my legs, in my arms, in my fingers. Like I suffer everywhere, and I cannot move. So you guys have problem with your leg, it's just like a physical problem that will pass. Me, like I'm like really it's something like really important, it's war, like it's really bad. So you cannot really compare. We're not in the same, like reality. I'm really more miserable than it's obvious.
You guys sound like just like my grandchildren. Oh, you're in pain because you're in battlefield, you're in war. Oh, you're patient zero of some new sexually transmitted disease. Once you get to my age, I was born in 1933. Pain is just a fact of life. Maybe we'll go once more too, M and then Nina. That's 3 rounds.
Well, while you're busy off fighting your war, when my infectious disease goes over to Russia, there'll be no one with legs to fight any war. And at least Ace, you had a long life to live.
So should I speak? Should I say something? Okay. Yeah, and I'm older than you because now I'm dying. You are still alive. So it's the one who is dead who is older. and old people complain more because they're more miserable, they're more closer to like, you know, this that other reality that is like dead thing. So I'm just like, yeah, just more. So just one.
Whew, that's game. That's fun. Thanks for playing. Yeah, it's kind of fun to like try to be like the worst condition. Oh, thanks for coming, Aura. Yeah. Do we want to try the other game? One round? Amazing. Okay, who wants to be the person answering the questions? Amazing. Michelle, and then so we're gonna ask Michelle any question you can think of about their story. We're gonna pretend that they got this like amazing story that they
I'm
fabricated.
gonna keep eating if that's okay, but I'll just have my sound off to respond.
Sounds good.
So can we just ask the questions?
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle, in your world, are furries the dominant race?
Yes.
Are toes essential to the plotline?
No. Do I have to keep a straight face? Because it's hard. Okay, good.
Where have all the toes gone?
No.
Oh, I have to do yes or no question. Have the toes been secured in a secret location?
Obviously.
Do you have weird dreams that you remember from your childhood?
Sometimes.
Do they have to do with the atrocity caused to the furry race where everybody lost their toes?
Trustedy?
The atrocity, the tragic. Do you have nightmares?
No, I don't understand. Sorry, no.
Do you have nightmares about the tragic backstory behind the furries losing their toes?
No nightmares take place here.
Is there a main furry that's in charge of all the other furries?
No.
Is the furry's name Furry?
Do these furries run toe harvesting farms?
It's illegal. Don't talk about it.
Does furry mean the same thing in that world than it does in this world?
I don't know.
She knows more than she's letting on. Are you not part of the furry government who took away the toes of the furries? Yes or no, answer the question.
I don't answer serious questions.
But do furries talk?
Yes.
Are there also
in this,
Go ahead.
oh, go for it, Ace.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
I was gonna ask, in this world of furry supremacy, is there some other species that exist in this world?
Yes.
Are there real animals that are not furries?
Yes.
So is it like a Pluto Goofy situation where one of them's just a dog, but the other one's a dog that can talk?
No.
Sounds like it is. Not yes or no.
Was that a question? Oh, okay.
Do you wait? This is a question. Do you have high level clearance in the furry government?
No.
If you did, would you be able to tell us?
Maybe.
That's not a yes or no answer, Michelle.
Yes, Eleni.
Okay.
They-
2 minutes left, Ace. When are you gonna tell the story?
Well, oh, okay, let's ask the questions. Are the real animals and the furries at war with each other?
No. Cause why? No, just kidding. Sorry.
Oh, she's lying. She knows more of this. She's wiping the history books clean. How'd they lose their toes, Michelle?
Eleni, my pronouns are they, them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have
1 minute left, Ace.
1 minute left to create
Are you
this.
gonna tell the story?
Yeah, what more? Yeah, only way we're gonna get the stories through.
Oh, do I have to tell the story now?
Oh, yeah, or I mean, what we have so far is that we have a.
Can I have a visual? I can't remember things. My brain, it's not brain fog. I've had that before. But after COVID, it's like COVID snipped synapses.
Yeah.
So it's like my brain just kind of, so I need to look at, do you have it written down? I don't remember what people have been
Oh,
saying.
I remember. Yeah.
You remember? But I tell the story. I thought someone else was gonna tell the story.
Yeah. I can tell what we have so far. Which
Oh yeah. Is
Yeah.
it written? Can I look? Or no, you just
write it
remember?
down. No. Yeah.
Oh, you remember? Shit. Okay, let me write it down. Sorry for cursing. Sorry.
No, it's good. Okay, so what we have so far is we have a furry supremacist world, but there are also real animals that are not furries in it. And
Furry supremacy.
the furries don't have toes.
No toes.
Yeah, they're not kept in a safety deposit box somewhere, and there's no one furry in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the furries can talk to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Do I need to include any other details, or are those the details I include in the story?
And then
I have a question. Ace, if there's other details that we
one other
Okay.
detail I'm remembering is we're not sure if Michelle is a government spy from the furry government also.
Right.
Yeah.
Government espionage. Am I an unreliable narrator? What is the role of the narrator here in this story? I don't know. Yeah, who else? Other people, did I miss anything? Or do we want to include other details from our back and forth? Or over time, sorry.
It's
I have,
okay.
I have 2 questions.
Oh,
add.
which is it for me or is it for adding details?
It's questions for you to then add details.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, question 1 is what are you a stan of?
What am I a stan of? Yes.
What are
Okay.
you a stan of?
That's not a yes or no question.
Oh, that's not a yes or no
But
question.
but I answered yes, so it's included.
Okay.
No.
Okay. How am I gonna? Okay. I have a particular
Next
idea of
question.
how am I
We're
gonna.
over time, Em. Over time. We have one more question. We have other details.
Yes. Does the fandom that you're a part of threaten to take over this world, this furry supremacist world?
Yes. Yes.
Do the furries have pets?
Oh, maybe. Okay.
One other detail I forgot to mention is that Michelle also has dreams from about their childhood.
Sometimes dreams. Sometimes dreams. No nightmares. Okay. Can we define furry really quick? Because I realize it's maybe loaded topic. So maybe if we define furry, that would be easy. Do I define furry? I don't actually know. I need to look it up. So maybe someone else can define, because that would be too hard. Ace, can you define furry?
A furry is a human being who has a persona. So like a persona, that's a non-human animal that gives
Human being with persona, non-human animal. Okay.
this persona allows them certain emotional or sexual gratification.
Wow. So they have to be human beings. The furries. They're human
One of the
beings.
questions that was asked that was left on maybe was whether furry has the same definition there as it does here. So that's something you can play with as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ray. I didn't remember that. Okay. Maybe. Oh, okay. 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 Were there any details missed?
I think that was it. Yeah.
Okay. I will try to say a short story and maybe someone can time me. I'll try to do it in 1 minute. Long ago, human beings lived in a place in attempt to be in right relationship with their surroundings, but they found a lack that could not be filled. It was a dearth that drove them to madness with how immense the loneliness of the universe was. And in their attempt to find meaning, they evolved and adapted personas. Sometimes they dream, and sometimes they don't. And when they encounter real animals, they attempt to communicate them and fail often. But given their evolution, they try and minimize the harm of their actions. So they don't impose on the real animals, knowing that the real animals will probably beat the shit out of them. Consent is central to this world. However, with government espionage, there are no reliable narrators. The end.
Woo!
I don't know how that was, but you know.
Incredible.
I like that whole twist because that last line that you said basically is like, can you trust everything that I just told you? The end. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna be like you the whole time. That was good.
Cool.
Amazing. Wow. Thanks for showing up today. Again, thanks for talking about community agreements. Thanks for playing. And it was good to see everyone just hang out for a bit. And I'll stick around for a while as usual in case you feel it soothing to just kind of like have a gradient effect out of Zoom. Yeah, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Man, that was so fun. Like, I feel like that could be like I don't know, like a sci-fi novel, like a universe taken by like a furry cult.
Mm, mm. It probably exists online somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Wattpad or AO3.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll stop the recording also because I always
Right, that's recorded, lol. My
Yeah.
face mapping to the furry story. Well, fair
Oh,
enough.
it's got-